The Okanogan Complex fire, now the biggest in Washington state history, more than 400 square miles. Firefighters say the containment stayed the same overnight at about 10%. That's good news. The smoky conditions are actually what's helping.
Double-edged sword. Keeps a lid on the fire behavior, but it limits or prevents us from being able to use aviation assets to their fullest extent because of aviator safety.
And there's still a lot more work to be done. Right now, there are more than 1,200 people working this fire. The top priority right now is the Tunk Block fire. Crews are working to prevent that from spreading into the Eneas Valley. As these fires continue to burn, the stories that come from them are remarkable. Neighbors helping neighbors, and one of heroic portions. KXOI4's John Hendricks continues our fire watch coverage tonight. And John, for many of these firefighters on the Okanogan Complex, this fire hits close to home.
Nadine, I spoke with one firefighter from Omak who has been evacuated a handful of times, but his concern is not for what he has, but those who live around him. It's a firefight of epic proportion.
More of a marathon than it is a quick dash.
As the Okanogan Complex races into the record books, now Washington State's largest wildfire in history. Among the ashes in north central Washington, stories even the best writers can't imagine.
I advised them that they needed to leave immediately. So they picked up their belongings, just whatever they could hold, threw it in their car, and they left safely.
Branch Supervisor Matt Reedy has one of those stories.
They were inside the house. They couldn't see the fire coming over the ridge. So they had no idea how close the fire was.
He warned the family living here to leave immediately. Moments after they left, a wall of flames 50 to 100 feet tall crested the hill and devoured the historic home.
Unfortunately, we couldn't save their structure.
Reedy is one of more than 1,200 firefighters on the front lines.
This is my backyard.
He's from Omak, and seeing this destruction hits close to home.
When you're fighting fire with your co-workers and your neighbors and friends, it makes it that much more personal.
As firefighters work 15-plus-hour days trying to slay this dragon, he is constantly kept going by the stories he sees and those in his community he continues to help.
It makes me personally feel good that I was able to save human lives.
Now, I was able to ask Matt if he had a chance to speak with that family. He simply said no, but he was glad that they did make it out safe.
And John, while you were out there, you saw firsthand just the dangers of fighting these fires.
Yeah, when we were on that tour where we met Matt, he was going to take us into where those firefighters were actually working. The winds picked up, and so did the fire activity, and it was simply not safe enough for us to be in there. So we headed back out.
Happens in just a matter of seconds, too, doesn't it? All right, thank you for that, John.